Hello, welcome to day 22 World FND Awareness Month, and today we're talking about what the doctors say. So first of all, I wanted to talk about how it depends on what kind of doctor you get. So I have been lucky enough to experience the good, the bad and the ugly when it comes to doctors. My current neurologist is brilliant, and one of the first things she said to me was, "You're not in control of your symptoms," and that's one of the best things that she's ever said, and brought instant relief for me. I've also had doctors that are very apathetic, make you feel that you're just time wasting, just in the way of them getting to treat their real patients who have real conditions. And unfortunately, I've also experienced a few episodes of medical gaslighting, which left me devastated. I wrote an entire post about it actually on my Instagram account. And that's the hardest thing. I had a senior neurologist who was standing in for my actual neurologist because she was away on holiday. And he just said, "Well, we know your symptoms aren't real, so just stop having them." And my jaw just dropped open, and I couldn't believe what he was saying. There was people around, he had his staff with him, and I just looked at him and said, I do try and stop, but it doesn't work." And he said, "Well, yes, you're just going to have to try harder." And that was the end of it. And I cried for hours, I have to tell you. And since then I've told many people about that, doctors included, and everybody has apologised and said that clearly that doctor didn't know or understand FND, which I get and I appreciate and I take on board, but it doesn't undo the pain and the devastation that I felt at that time. So I think my message there is, if you experience something like that, of whatever degree, you can look for another doctor. You can request to see somebody else if you're just going to get that negative experience. So I would really urge you to do that. However, if you get doctors who are properly educated in FND, they are quite unified in their dealing with that and their understanding of that, FND falls somewhere between neurology and psychiatry. It's at the interface between those two things, and I liken it to a computer, and it's a software problem. So if you have a structural problem in the brain, that would be like a hardware problem, that there's a problem with your actual pieces of your computer and you throw those away and get new ones. Okay, and then the software there's a problem with the operating system and you need to fix that. What historically has been thought to be the case is that there's a problem with the user of the computer, as in they're not doing something correctly. And so it's not the person who has the problem when it's FND, it's the functioning of the brain, the nervous system, the interface between those two things doesn't work correctly. And if you can get a doctor who understands that completely, then I'm lucky to have that right now, it's the biggest source of relief. They're understanding, and they will talk to you, and they will give you time, and they will reassure you, and that's what you're looking for. And until you get that, don't stop fighting. Try and try and try. Unfortunately, it can take many years to get a diagnosis of FND, and then because of the shortage of medical professionals who know about it, who understand it, and the treatment centres, it's very difficult to then access those pathways. So I would urge you to make sure that you're getting the best care possible, and if you're not, then to try and find another person who can give you that care. All right. Thank you for listening today, and I look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow. Take care now. Bye bye.